without further ado, let's dive.
Hi, hello everybody, this is Green Scott. Today we will be reviewing the movie on day 6 of our 30-day challenge. If you haven't seen these other videos, feel free to check them out. They're in this video on my playlist. However, today we'll be reviewing Spider-Man Into the Verse. It's a 2018 movie, animated movie about Spider-Man. When it first came out, people were like, oh, I don't know, or people, me, was like, I don't know, it's a cartoon, what are they doing with this? Another creation story, meh. But it actually ended up being an interesting movie, and that's what we're going to look into right now. For Spider-Man, but it's a new creation story that you haven't seen before that makes it unique. There's a multiverse, there's multiple Spider-Man, there's a new Spider-Man that is an African-American boy. He's new, and he's forced to deal with something so much larger than the normal new Spider-Man have to deal with. Normally, a new Spider-Man has to deal with, like, a bank robber, or your classic, like, wrestler, getting too rough with the wrestler. Remember that one? And then he ends up, that guy shoots Uncle Ben or something. Remember, I mean, that's a classic.
Remember when? You remember when? The member berries?
Anyways, that's the classic Spider-Man creation story. This one says, let's not do that. Let's do this where we have this young man who is forced to take on something so large, dealing with the multiverse collapsing around him, that, and he's a new Spider-Man, that he needs help from the other Spider-Men in the other multiverses, who are all experienced, who's all been around the block, but they don't get them. They're like, ah, he's not worth it, he's not good. But then there's a Spider-Man that is in his 40s, kind of middle-aged, out of shape, not as into things. There's always the new emergency kid, like that kind of attitude. And they end up working together and helping each other to get through their issues at the same time dealing with this larger thing and finding confidence. So it's a really neat idea. I don't want to give too much information, guys, because I don't want to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it. My mind when I was watching this movie was fake it till you make it. I mean, the other Spider-Men are telling him, dude, just do it. Just go out there and do it. You just do it, and you make it happen. You act like you're good, and eventually you'll get good. Don't be so judgmental of yourself. Yes, you can. We know this is larger than you. Just deal with it. That's what they were saying. Now, it took a more experienced Spider-Man to help this boy see what he needs to see in order. You can fake it, but you have to also have a mentality of, I'm going to do this and act like I know what I'm doing. So the other Spider-Man helps him develop that. This movie, the bad. Honestly, not a lot of bad. If I'm to sit here and be picky, though, I'm going to say I didn't care for, like, the pig Spider-Man and anime Spider-Man. For me, that kind of pulled me away from what's possible in the multiverse. I was like, come on, that's ridiculous. There's a multiverse full of pigs. I don't know. I didn't like that a lot. But that's being kind of picky because I still liked it. Yeah, so I still liked it. But I didn't care for that. The good. There were a couple things, there were about 3 things that I really liked about this movie that really stood out for me. The music, Post Malone, Sunflower, loved it. Loved it. In fact, I didn't even want to watch this movie necessarily, but that video came out, and I was like, I like that song. And then in the video, they have pictures of the Spider-Man movie. I was like, this is awesome. Oh my gosh. The other thing is the animation is super cool. It's unique. It's clever. The music is awesome. The acting is super good. It feels like a comic book the way they draw and stuff. It's really cool. You should go check it out. The last thing that I really liked about this movie, the storyline is really unique. It's a different take. I mean, we've seen the Spider-Man creation story 1,000 times, or I have. So this is a neat creation story. It's like a new way of doing the creation story that was unique and took it to a new level, in my opinion. I also like the interaction between the brand new Spider-Man versus a old, weathered, embittered Spider-Man, and the interaction, how they play off each other. It's really cool. I recommend this movie, guys. I can't say it enough. I'm going to give Spider-Man Into the Verse, but please remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. But I'm going to give Spider-Man Into the Verse a 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10, guys.
Peace! Yeah, we